So on Gurpreet today, I'm going to show you something really special. So now that you're done with the party season and trying all the elaborate makeup looks and the colors, I'm going to bring you back to natural, bring you back to basics for a really rejuvenating January. Barely there eye makeup and lips and cheeks that are really creamy and full of life. Hi, I'm Pallavi Symons, your makeup expert at Glamrs.com. Well, it's the new year now, so everything's refreshing, refreshed, new, rejuvenating. And for our cover shot for this month in January, we're using lovely Gurpreet as our model.
Hello everybody.
And on her, I'm going to show you a look that stands for everything that's new beginnings. So it's a refreshing makeup with touches of creams and peaches and very glossy, very shimmery. But it's something that you can wear with complete style and confidence too.
That sounds exactly like my kind of makeup. I cannot wait to start, Pallavi.
Good then, let's get started. This look is so much about keeping things clean and simple and almost bare that I'm only going to cover up where she really needs any covering up. And foundation is just to set and bring the whole base together. I'm beginning with MAC's Studio Moisture Cover Concealer, which is in a handy little, I'm literally covering up the shadows under her eyes, not even heavily. This texture is really, really light. I'm using a rounded brush, so it kind of blends in really easily, almost like you were using your finger. Now, with the remainder of what's on this wand, I'm just going to cover up if there's any kind of spots.
So the concealer doesn't really need to be applied to the whole face?
No, not at all, not at all. Just where you find that your skin needs a little bit of correction. I'm going to use the Teint Idole foundation by Lancome. So if you notice, I'm working in the foundation ever so lightly on the T-zone. And the nose.
I've heard you should normally get a shade darker than your own. Is that true?
It's better to get a true match. By true match, I mean something that goes pretty exactly with your skin. And the best way to choose would be to match it with your neck. Just work in the color on the neck as well. Very lightly, you don't want it to look pasty. Especially if you're wearing something that's a bare shouldered look like this, I would suggest you go in with a small, nice light layer of the foundation and powder it too. I'm going to powder with an Inglot loose powder in a translucent yellow. So I've primarily dusted off and mattified the T-zone. But for the rest of the face, I'm going to use a larger, rounder, flatter brush just to kind of dust and set the foundation, but I don't want it to lose its creaminess. I'm going to use Benefit's High Beam, which is a beautiful illuminating product. When light reflects from the inner corner of your eyes, it looks so flattering. So I'm going to start with that. I'm just going to give a generous little paint. Make sure you work in here with a fluffy round brush. You're just creating a base for what's to come later. So you know exactly where to place your shimmery sheen products. Just here with eyebrow arches and then very lightly outwards. And right here on the bridge of your nose. But try and keep this narrow and reflective right where the light bounces off your nose naturally. You don't want to get too much of it on the tip of your nose because then it'll look oily. Here, where the light catches the brow. Make sure you dab it so you don't want to see the lines. And right here on the mounds of the forehead, but really slightly. Blend it in with your fingers, or you can use a soft brush. And make sure it's not patchy at all. And another place that it looks really pretty is right here. Not in the groove, but right there. A tiny bit, the peak of the chin. I'm going to go with a generous amount over the cheekbones. Be careful about how much product you use, because sometimes these kind of liquid illuminators tend to get powdery if you leave them on the skin for too long without blending. So if you notice, I've avoided using the illuminator on places of the face that recede. I'm going to use a Mineralize Skin Finish Dark by MAC. not going to paint it in too much, just dab it in the contours of the face and you'll see how the light comes through. It's a bit of work, but it's not difficult to do or achieve. A soft dusting towards your hairline, just to create a soft shadow. And you'll see how the light starts coming through better. And again, with what was left on your brush, just give your nose light dusting on the sides. This way, this illuminator that you put right here on the bridge of your nose will come through again. Now to finish this look, I'm going to use MAC's Mineralize Skin Finish Shimmer. Using an eyeshadow brush, I'm just going to go over the same places that I applied the illuminator to begin with. So back there in the corner of her eyes, just going to bring them alive now. A good amount. Just roll it onto the eyelid to give it that soft, sheen. So it doesn't look like an eyeshadow, it looks more like the eyelid is just wet. And a touch of the same thing with what was left on your brush on the brow bone. And for the narrower parts of the face, I would suggest you go over with the eyeshadow brush right there on the bridge of the nose. And here, right there. So you're trying to achieve a really creamy looking texture on the skin. Just going to pack it on here as well. It's a very flattering look if done right.
I have tried it many times and failed.
Yeah?
Now I won't.
Now I'm going to complement this look with a really peach cream cheek color from MAC. It's called Something Special. And just smile and get a good amount of this color right there. I'm using my fingers because I want a good amount of color to come through. Just blend it into all the handiwork that you have from before, the bronzing, the shimmer, so it all looks like one story together. Try and get the color on the apple of your cheeks. It's almost like you've pinched your cheeks or just come back after a jog. That's the kind of effect you want with a look like this. Now to just complete this look, I'm going to go with curling her lashes and adding a nice set of stark black lashes. So just to up the quotient of this look for the night, I'm going to add a little bit of, a set of fake lashes. But if you can't do that, just go in with 2-3 coats of mascara and wait for them to semi-dry before you go on with the second layer. This way your eyelash will stay curled as well. Well, I'm going to use Clinique's High Impact Extreme Volume Mascara. So go in, right in, get the roots and sweep the mascara right up to the tip. Be careful not to get any blotches. I'm going to use a set of false eyelashes. The trick is to keep it really close to the lash line so it looks natural and it doesn't look like something you've worn. So I'm going in again with another layer of mascara by Clinique. What I'm doing is just kind of working the natural lashes into this band of fake lashes so it looks like one band. Go really close to the roots because there's no line in this look and you want the eyes to still look intense. And on the lower lashes, go really soft but separate them. Well, to finish off, I'm going to use MAC's Kinda Sexy. It's a fleshy peach and it's just going to complement this look without creating a big fuss on the mouth. So what I'm doing is simply working the color in, no lip liner, because you want the whole thing to look natural. I don't even want the lip to come across as very stark. So avoid making a very specific shape, almost like blending color in simply. Well, it's a tiny daub of gloss. It's a lustreglass by MAC and it's called Love Nectar. So just a little bit there. Like the rest of the story, you want to just gloss the part of the mouth that naturally shines. And there you have it, a really, really fresh, simple, very luxurious. That's the kind of look that it is. Just remember that points of your face that catch light naturally are the points where you put your sheen on. The parts of your face that recede naturally are the parts that you bronze or keep matte.
I have to add that it does not feel heavy at all.
No?
Not at all.
Well, so it's worth taking a few lessons, I reckon.
Definitely. I'm watching that tutorial.
And that's how you get the January cover look for yourself, so give it a shot.